they used to be called the Fourth Amendment. So some of the members of the Fourth Amendment became Planet Patrol. And my uncle, he motivated me, and he influenced me to do music. So growing up as a kid, I grew up with Motown. I grew up with family who always sang and listened to music. And it's just a great thing to be growing up, with family who grew up on the Motown sound. And that's how it took off. I always had that music in me from my family.
All right, that's really
Uncle, mother, aunt, everybody.
How hard is it for you to cause with music, one of the most important things is the sound, the sonics. How hard is it for you to find the right people to work with to help bring your writings alive?
Well, it's really and truly not that hard. The only thing you have to do is listen to how it sounds, and then you have to go ahead and put it and put to perspective. So once you hear the music and you feel the music, your skills should automatically kick in, and you should be able to write that music according to what you feel or hear. Like I just did a song on my album. My album is called The Audacity, and I have a single on that album, and it's called Love and Need You. And my son, Kevin, producer Kevin, he wrote that song for me. But when he gave it to me, he never knew I went to the studio as soon as I received it that next day. And I had to write to his music, and it came out so wonderful. It's a great song. People will love that song, Love and Need You. And when I written it, I felt it, but I had to write it according to the way the music was playing. Every beat, every sound counts. You got to put your mind to where you hear the beat and the music. Does that make sense?
Very much so. All right, I have to ask. In 2020, everything is viral. Everything is World Wide Web. Everything is social media. How has the emergence of the World Wide Web and social media affected how you market and promote your music to people?
I've never looked at it that way. I just go ahead and put it out there, and I have 3 PRs who works with me, and they send it to radio, they survey it, they do all of that. I don't do anything but just send them the finished copy and pay them what they need to get paid to put it out. So as an independent record label, I've been doing it all on my own, and I've been just hiring people to do what they do. So it really and truly hasn't affected me because I really didn't pay attention to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't watch. Yeah, I don't watch where it goes. I just put it out there for people to listen to it, and I don't really expect anything back. If they do buy it, download it, or whatever, it'll be a great thing for them because it's very powerful music. But most importantly, I would appreciate that what they do, and that's primarily it.
All right, what would you say the biggest driving force or inspiration to your music would be?
Well, I would say the driving force and the inspiration to my music would be the song Police Brutality. Because when I saw what had happened to George Floyd, I immediately, the next day, went and recorded a song about George Floyd. The same as when I found out what happened with Ahmaud. Then when things went viral and everybody started protesting and coming out, the song was already written because I sat there and I prayed, but then and then I cried and my heart was broke. So that was the most important part of was writing the song for George Floyd because I just felt it. I felt it. For this man to be on the ground, really and truly gasping for his breath, and the lyrics of the song, it's everything that went on with him. And I just couldn't understand why would a person do that, you know? And so
90
that
seconds.
was the driving force for me to say, you know, I'm gonna, because his brother made a statement. His brother was, I know this is gonna be over with. He says, you know, he says, but I want everybody to keep my brother's name ringing. So now, because of the song Police Brutality, trust me, George Floyd's name will continue to ring, but Ahmaud's name will also ring, and Ray Shard's name would also
60 seconds.
because I can't change what had happened to them. The only thing I can do is write music of what happened to them and continue to protest peacefully to try to put an end to police brutality and racism in our country. And right now I'm on an injustice tour right now, and the tour is called I Can't Breathe. I'm on an I Can't Breathe tour. I went to Minnesota and Minneapolis where George Floyd had passed, and I sang for people right there at the site where the officers killed him. And then I went to his memorial the day before his funeral to go out to show respect. And
10 seconds.
I'm on a mission to try to get as many people as I can to stand up for what we believe in.
All right, no doubt. Well, do me a favor. Let the world know how to find Darrell Kelley when it comes to the World Wide Web, how they can hear your music, how they can get their hands on your music. Let the world know how to find you.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you for that. They can look me up on Instagram, which is Darrell Kelley Official, DarrellKelley Official on Instagram. I always and truly, I have about 177,000 followers, but I still respond to anybody who DMs me. I'm always about trying to help people get off the ground when it comes to their music career. But they can go to any streaming site. They can go to Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music. They can go to my website, which is Darrell Kelley. That'll be the better way. DarrellKelleyOfficial.com. And all of my stream sites where they can download this music is on there. So I'm on most of all of the major stream sites. Pandora, anywhere they can find any of my music.
All right, Mr. Kelley. First of all, it's been an honor and a pleasure to speak with you. Again, thank you for your contributions to the community, especially your entrepreneurship. And now thank you for your contributions with your music, which definitely is providing a social message.
You know, and I appreciate you for your support. That it's a small world that you brought your family to my restaurant. You know what? It takes people like you. It takes people like you to continue to be a leader, because we can't change the world ourselves. But people like you who can spread the message and bring people together, and people like myself and people who are listening, that's the way you change the world. But most importantly, please, people, I need everyone who's listening, who really and truly does not like what's going on in our country. You need to go to the polls in November, because the government does not run us. We run the government. They charge us money. We pay our taxes. So we got to go to them polls to change the government if we are not happy. I want everybody to understand that, and that's what I want people to know.
All right, Mr. Kelley, do me a favor and introduce this record to the world.
This song was dedicated to George Floyd. I've written this song to George Floyd, and it's very, very powerful, and it's a very strong message, and it's really hurtful as well, but at the end of the day, it's a message, and it's called Police Brutality, and I've written it because of police brutality, and we need to put a stop to police brutality and racism in our country. So here we are with it, Police Brutality by Darrell Kelley.
Appreciate it, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Police brutality. brutality. This song is dedicated to George Floyd and his family and his friends. It's wrong, police brutality. As long as I'm living, I'm gonna fight for justice.
I'm frustrated, upset, and I'm mad
Police brutality.
because another black man got killed.
Police brutality.
Yes, the four cops got fired, but they need to be charged for murder. And I'm hoping and praying that they will.
Police brutality. Murder.
This unarmed black man was on the ground, gasping for his breath, saying, "Officer, stop, I can't breathe."
Police brutality.
And then the officer didn't listen, and this black man died because the racist cop wouldn't remove his name.
Police brutality.
Another black man is dead because of police brutality. Another black man is dead because of police brutality. Another black man is dead because of police brutality. Another black man is dead because of police brutality. Every time I look at the news, it says another black man died, and I see it right before my own eyes.
Police brutality.
My heart breaks and tears run down my eyes, and the only thing I can say is why this black man had to die.
Racist cops.
I ask myself over and over, if young African Americans live while minding their business on the street. Well, I'm sorry to say, after what they've done to this unarmed black man, I don't think any African Americans are safe from racist white police. Another black man is dead because of police brutality.
He was murdered.
Another black man is dead because of police brutality.
Police brutality.
Another black man is dead because of police brutality.
Kill this man.
Another black man is dead because of police brutality. I want you to listen. This is his heartbeat. All I can hear is please stop. I can't breathe. You're killing me. And they wouldn't get off of him. And they just stayed on his neck. And they killed him. That is racism. That's police brutality.
All right, that was Mr. Darrell Kelley, and the name of that joint was Police Brutality. All right, it's your boy Vic XL. Y'all definitely be sure to check out my guy's website. Let me pull it up real quick. Y'all make sure y'all visit his website, Darrell Kelley Official. Check out all the songs. He's definitely doing this thing in his community. He's not just talking about it. He's definitely being part of the movement. And y'all follow my man Darrell Kelley. All right, it's your boy Vic XL. We'll be back in about 30 minutes with another episode of The Duel. Let's go.